All right, welcome to the Spirit Side Chat.
Booyah! High five on that.
I've been invited in as a guest speaker with Teresa Schatz and TNT Spirit Works.
Welcome, Tiger.
Rockin'.
How you doing?
Good, good.
How's your uniqueness today?
We're talking about your uniqueness today. We're talking about your purpose, and what we talk about is also your thrust within that, your thrust in life. And that's what we're going to touch on this little get-together.
Exciting. So do tell about your purpose. Do tell about your spiritual thrust.
Sure. Well, for me, it comes down to that big picture about we're all here to learn and grow, right? That's one of the 5 basic points is a book about the foundations of the real you that you can pick up. And one of them is you're here to learn and grow, that's part of why you're here. And the next one that follows that is you have a unique purpose and thrust in life. Mm-hmm. So something that you came to do specifically. And the purpose of whatever plan you chose was to grow in consciousness, to evolve spiritually. And so you have a unique one. We each have something unique because you are the grand total of every thought and feeling you have ever experienced and worked with. And that's what makes you, you. Because no one in the world, or the universe for that matter, has perceived things and worked with things exactly like you. And that's what makes it so unique.
That's uniquely awesome. That's all I can say. Because I know for myself, being unique is part of what I'm here to do.
Right.
It's part of what I'm here to express, and that also starts with the spiritual thrust. So what is a spiritual thrust?
Right. So, well, for me,
Yeah.
how I like to describe it is if your purpose, your unique purpose is like the sun, then your thrust, it's kind of like saying it's the sunshine. It's the rays of the sun, right? So it's the way I express and do what I've come to do. They are intimately connected. But that's usually how I like to say it. It's like you've got that unique purpose that you've come to do, and you're doing it, that thing, that's your thrust in life, right? So sometimes another way to say it is it's not what I do, it's how I do it.
Your vibration.
Right, that's the way to say it.
Definitely. And so through the Wayshowers College, a lot of us are consultants, and so we're trained in teaching and showing people what their spiritual thrust is.
Right.
Through some of our personal consultations, and one is called a thrust profile, and one is called inner guidance and your spiritual thrust. So basically, a spiritual thrust is a key word or phrase that encapsulates your vibration, or those rays of lights, that ray of the sun that Tiger's talking about, and it's unique to you. So, want to share what yours is?
Yeah, my thrust in life is rallying the forces.
Yeehaw! That's what I feel on that one.
Fusion, baby, fusion.
I like it. And so my thrust is the follow through of my heart's desires.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, once you find out your thrust, every time I've worked with someone that way, or even someone's come up to me and said, hey, this is what it is, all of them have said the same thing, which is, that's totally makes sense. That's totally me. And how, as consultants, they can pick that up. It truly is a testament to their training and working with that bigger picture, working with their sensitivity, working with spirit, to be able to come up with that. But working with that, it's great. We in our earlier video, we talked about different gifts, and we kind of focused on the intuitive gift. But it is amazing to be able to know what my thrust in life is, because it really gives that guide to be able to, what I'm here to do and what I'm not here to do.
Right.
And I think half of life is figuring out what my business is and what's not my business. That's so powerful. And the fact that we radiate that. Like when we're in our niche and we're doing our thing, just radiating that. So one example of what you're bringing up is like when I come around Teresa, you know, that vibration affects me. It's like all of a sudden that feeling of following through, you know, going after it, getting what I need and want. All of a sudden that gets lifted and stimulated in me. And that's true for when I'm relaxed with every other person in my life. I actually can get the best of everyone in my life, whether they're family, friends, or foes. I'm going to be affected by that, right? That there's an actual, like you use the word vibration. So there's an actual thing that I pick up there, and being able to be aware of that, number one, is fabulous, and number two, it bolsters my own. So with Teresa's thrust of the follow through of my heart's desire, like that starts building my thrust, which is rallying the forces, right? So now all of a sudden I start getting this feeling of following through to rallying and, you know, bringing that energy together. It's like that's that stimulus that happens. I start becoming alive in that. That's an example for me.
And ditto for me with yours. I mean, because whenever I'm around you, I'm like, yeah, let's get this going. Let's rally the forces. Let's you know, go gangbusters on the world. So I feel the same way. I mean, it works that way with all the other people we're with. So like Tom, his spiritual thrust is to be happy and free. So I don't know if you feel that when you're around Tom, but I sure do. Or I can really feel that vibration. It helps me really be happy and free too.
Yeah, I can never ever get bogged down when Tom's around. No matter how much crap I got going in my life, I'll be happy and free.
Exactly. I know, right?
You know, it's like that's the way it is. But I think the power of for me what you're bringing up, Teresa, is that imagine first becoming aware and getting tuned in to that you have a purpose. That's number one.
Right.
So imagine all the stuff that it goes on in your life, right? All the challenges, all the victories and defeats, knowing that you have a life purpose. That's number one.
And a unique one.
And a unique one on top of that.
To you, no
right?
one else, to you.
So that really is something that is, well, to use your words, it's a game changer.
Without a doubt.
It's a game changer.
Yes.
Because when someone gets tuned into that, it's almost like there's an automatic thing that kicks in to where there's nothing in life that can totally squash me.
Right.
There's nothing in life that will totally hurt me, because all of a sudden I realize that I'm a part of a bigger picture, and I am part of that bigger picture. If you understand the distinction there, it's like the I can return into that source, or the all, or the cosmos, or whatever you want to call that. So that one piece, and then allowing me to express that and know that I can be of service to people, get what I need out of the situation because I have that clarity. That is so powerful, because how many things can I get involved in life? I mean, you probably have a bigger picture on this. How much can I get involved in life that isn't my passion?
Right, yes.
Right? How much stuff do we have going on now in life that actually isn't what I've come to do? And that's the big thing for me. It's like it actually clears the table a bit, and the stuff that's left over, at least then I can sort it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Tiger, because when I found out what my spiritual thrust was, I mean, I felt it in my whole being.
Yeah.
And I also felt like this is exactly what I've been doing my whole life.
Right.
And the times when I really wasn't fully invested in something, it was because my heart wasn't. Right. And so if my heart's desire is not in something I'm doing, I don't need to even be involved. And I've known things like that. I'm like, I know I'm not here to work with this area and that area because, my heart desire is not in working in those areas. So for me, just understanding what my spiritual thrust is and just getting that vibration in, for myself, even just knowing the words. I mean, especially as an intuitive, knowing the words is a big deal as an intuitive. But having, getting all those aspects of whatever your first gift is, you know, the feeling of it, or the bigger knowing of it, or that vision of, okay, I can envision my heart's desires of whatever I'm doing. So however you accessed it with your gift order or your first gift is important for you, but for myself, those words were really important as being an intuitive with clairaudient, getting that hearing. So
yeah, I mean, it's like going around in a dim or dark house, and then all of a sudden someone turns on the lights, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to say this again, maybe a different way, but being able to know where I need to be and where I don't, mm-hmm. it's a huge, huge thing. Mm-hmm. It's so huge. And if you have done any work on yourself personally, it's so powerful to have, number one, that clarity and that understanding, mm-hmm. that I have a unique purpose and I have something to do here. Mm-hmm. And my spiritual helpers are here for that purpose. I mean, that's their job, mm-hmm. right? They don't come to help me with my glory trips. They don't come to help me with all this other stuff they can get involved in. But they came to help me with my life purpose. Mm-hmm. And that is so freeing kind of thing. And the other thing I'll say from what you brought up, Teresa, was I know I'm in my niche. I know I'm working with my thrust, mm-hmm. when I feel alive, right? I feel alive.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I know when I'm not. And so getting that clarity, right? Mm-hmm. That someone helped me say, Tiger, your thrust is rallying the forces, or you know, whatever that person's unique thrust mm-hmm. is it really does change the playing field, because I realize that it's so much easier to be happy. Mm-hmm. It's so much easier to be involved and be abundant. Mm-hmm. I am so much, it's like, it's so easy to be involved in life when I'm doing what I've come to do.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
And when I'm not, boy.
Why go there?
Yeah. Hit the wall every time.
Definitely. So it's important to understand you are unique. You've got a unique purpose only to you and what you're here to do, as well as your spiritual thrust. Right. And again, going to tntspiritworks.com and finding those, we have a spiritual thrust consultation, as well as the inner guidance and your spiritual thrust, which is in a dynamic consultation because it goes deeper into the team of spiritual guidance that you brought with you, each one of them, where they were at in their last incarnation, what they're here to work with you on, as well as many other aspects to that part of it, and your spiritual thrust. So that is an amazing consultation. And again, you can check those out at tntspiritworks.com.
It's awesome.
Anything else you want to add?
Just
rallying the forces?
Keep rallying the forces. I mean, so to wrap up for me, I mean, that whole thing is, I'm sure you've all heard that saying that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Mm-hmm. And when I'm tuned into that bigger picture and my thrust in life, there's no doubt that I have a niche in life. There's certain things that I'm going to be doing in my business and in my life and with, you know, people that I care about. But once I tune into that spiritual aspect, mm-hmm. and I'm not talking about spiritual aspect like airy-fairy. I mean like a down-to-earth, mm-hmm. practical thing I can work with every day, whether in any situation. When I tune into that, it's like I'm alive again, and I'm passionate in what I do. And I know when I'm out of that, because I'll get all pissed off with people who are passionate in what they do, right? It's kind of this funny thing. It's like, oh, if I'm not doing it, you bastards. But it truly is just letting myself get tapped back into that source of me and the bigger picture. And I think that's the other piece that it's all about. If I'm really get back into the love and what I've come to do, of how much I can be of service to people, how much I can help people, how much I can help myself, and those things are balanced, right? It doesn't become this thing where I have to sacrifice myself to help something or some game like that. It truly becomes this thing like you're bringing up, this win-win-win situation. And so discovering and unfolding my life purpose and my thrust in life is it's going to accelerate your spiritual career here, right? And I don't care whether you're sweeping streets or whether you're talking to millions of people, whether you're doing this job or that job, it will bring you home every time.
That's it. Bring you home. High five on that one. So go find your spiritual thrust and rock that unique purpose that you are here to do. Right?
See ya.